This is going to be a quick how I made a throttle cable for an LS swap hot rod, rat rod style truck. Okay, the cable was too short, so I need to lengthen it. This is a factory truck cable that came with this motor. I drilled a hole in the firewall that clips into the firewall now. This cable was too short, so I cut it, and I'll show you the kit I used. So I took the cable out. This is the factory GM cable. This works like a one-way zip tie kind of deal. You slide the cable in, it locks, you can't pull it out. If you cut it here, you can pull it out that way. Same with this side. So I just took out some of the slack, and I just trimmed it. This is the GM bracket. I was just going to slot it at first, but it was too far back. So this, and this one's the bolt holes. And it turns out that just sitting one in there is fine. It's a little spacer cut up out of pipe, bolted it through. It's an M6 by I think 1.25. Whatever bolt this is, you just need a longer one. That clips in there, and that's on there. This part, don't worry too much about getting the slack out. You can take the slack out on the back side of it, out of the cable. Alright, I'll show you. Now this is the gas pedal. Okay, so the cable comes in through the firewall here. Right here, and it clips in. This is the black piece on the GM truck cable, and it actually clips into this pedal. Actually, most pedals will. And then what you do is you take this cable, because you'll have extra feet. I had like 2 feet extra. Pull this as tight as you can, slide this cable lock up here, and then tighten this nut. And that takes all the slack out of your pedal. So then when you push the pedal down, you hear the throttle body opening. Now I'll show you that kit that I used. This, you could probably use this any way you need to, but this is the leftover, the GM cable. And you can see this cable is slightly bigger, but it slides inside the GM sleeve housing case just fine. So we just need the end that had the little barbed fitting on there. So we threw that out. And then this is the excess of one cable. This kit here comes with 2 of these, so this and this is just the excess from that, and that lock I showed you up front. And you slide it in, and then I just cut this little thing off of here because I wasn't going to use it, so I slid that side into the zip tie, lock, cam lock, I don't know what you want to call it. And then the other side of the GM one, I had the little barbell on there that goes into the throttle body. And then I had just like the end of it, pulled it through, slid the cable lock up, tightened it here, then cut the cable, and then this is just the leftovers. So it's very, very simple, and it works pretty good. So you see it's tight. This cable has a breaking strength of 100 pounds, I think it said. And you're not going to put 100 pounds on that. And that's the same with the lock. So it came off a construction site. My dad was using it at work. They were using it to hold stuff, and they put it to the tests, and it works. So the only other modification I had to do to the GM harness was this little black piece. Slides right off the end, see, right here. I just trimmed the very end of it because this cable's slightly bigger, so I had to just take a razor blade, cut the edge of it off. It made the hole a little bit bigger. Clipped it back on there, and you're good to go. That's how you can make a throttle cable for an LS swap. You can also use these to tie the cable. You just slide the cable in there, and then you can crimp this. But the problem I found with this is this one's too small, this one's too big. I'm told this by the hardware store. Well, the guys at Ace said, the guy said he uses these all the time, and there is no middle size, so that's why I used the other one on the truck. But you could use something like this. This is maybe, and then fill it with solder, if you can crimp it hard enough. But yeah, that's what works for me. And then that cable lock there, this is the part number from Napa. Comes in 2 in a pack, so I have 1 extra, and that's all you really need. You can get this done.